So you've decided to take that leap of faith and follow Christ, huh? If so, I'm super, super excited and proud of you. But now, I want to share with you all what really happens when you decide to surrender and give your life to God. What you should look forward to when you decide to say, I do, to Father God. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back. It's your girl, Erica Nicole, founder of MyJourneyToRefresh.com. My Journey to Refresh is a website set to encourage millennial women, entrepreneurs, and business owners to move forward in their God-given talent, and once they do so, be connected with the right people. So, last week in our session, we discussed the importance of coming up. We talked about the come up season and how this season God is really calling his people forth to move forward with him. And the first thing you have to do is surrender and give your life to God. And so that's really what I want to talk about today. The surrendering aspect and you launching this relationship with God and what you should expect. So, one thing you should expect when you decide to give your life to God and build on this newfound relationship you have with him, your hunger for God will increase. And what I mean by your hunger for God, you're wanting to know more about him. You want to find out more of his word, want to understand more of who this God is. For example, myself, I grew up in the church home. However, I did not really get to know God for myself until I was in college. So that's pretty much all my life I'd be going to church, but I didn't know at all what was happening. I'd be listening to a word, but would be lost. But when I decided to make that decision to follow God and move forward and be obedient to his word, I decided, I need to learn out, who is this God? What is all this hype about? And so that's why I say your thoughts, you wanting to increase more in him, will take place. Next thing that will happen when you decide to jumpstart this new relationship with God is your motives will change. The things that you used to enjoy doing way back in the day, they just won't be as fun anymore. You won't really feel the urgency to hang out with old friends. Your thought process will begin to shift. And it's really God operating in you and sharing with you, this is who I'm calling you up to be. I can say for myself, when I finally made the decision in my heart, all right, God, I really want to take you serious. I want to see what all this hype is about with you. God broke my friends, people who I was so close to, who I considered siblings at the time. He discarded them out of my life. And when I say this, I don't want you all to become fearful or feel oh God, God's gonna take all my friends away. But we have to remember that God knows what's best for us. He knows the exact crew that we need to be with. He knows the mindsets that we need to be around. And so at the time when this situation started to happen, I was like, but God, where my friends at though? What's happening? And I did get in my feelings. And so it's not unnormal if you do, but understand that God is moving inside. Another thing you should look forward to when you decide to jumpstart this relationship with God is new beginnings. You'll have an urgency to start something new, or maybe even bring back old positive habits in your life. What I mean by that is bringing back situations or things that you did in your past that you put aside. You don't even look at it anymore, but you may have a heart to do that. So for example, let's say you enjoyed painting, or you enjoyed writing or reading. A lot of these things will possibly be brought back into your vision. And by doing so, you'll have a heart to check out these things again. I know for myself, something that I put down for a while was writing. It just wasn't there anymore. I recall like when I was like 9 years old, I'd write in my journal my silly little silly little love notes to my crushes who had could care no less for me, but I was just writing out my heart's desire in those little journals. But I stopped. Like after middle school, I stopped writing a lot, and I would only focus on like assignments and working on that. I'd probably get some reading in. But I recall when I jump started this relationship back with God, my heart for writing, like writing out like my feelings, my emotions, how I was really feeling about certain situations, it came back. And so now, you guys, like I have so many journals. It is crazy how many journals I have, and I still keep them to read over them, because in due time, as you continue to do or have that passion of whatever it is, again, whether it's writing or journaling or drawing, whatever that case may be, God is again speaking to you through those gifts. And so definitely look forward to that. And the last thing I want to share is, as you begin to jumpstart this relationship with God, the enemy will come. Like, the devil is not your friend. He wants nothing to do with this. And so when he sees that you are operating in this new mindset of getting it right with God, temptations are bound to come. Like, they're going to come. And we all fall short. We are not perfect. We are not up to par. We are not there. But now that we have this new profound relationship with God and he sees you're trying, he's going to provide you with the strength and the tools to fight against the enemy. In Ephesians 6, God informs us to put on the whole armor of God. And by putting on the whole armor of God, God will cover us with his armor. He'll cover us with the sword and his shield, and he'll operate us in our steps and the paths that we take. And so instead of being afraid of the enemy, God will provide you with the tools that you need to cast them down, because you have the authority over the enemy. So with that being said, I definitely encourage you all, again, if you have not, to definitely check out the freebie for quiet time with God, and set aside some time also to look back at some old things possibly that you did when you were younger, whether that was, again, drawing or writing, and see, what could God be sharing with me in this time, or what is he trying to speak to you? In our upcoming sessions, I want to dig even deeper in regards to the testing and the trials that the enemy tries to bring our way, and how you could move forward to doing that. But that'll be next week. So this week with the come up season, definitely, if you have not, check out the previous video that explains what the come up season is and what you need to do to get there. And once you do that, review this video, and I look forward to seeing you all next week, because we're going to dig even deeper into how to fight back with when the enemy comes forth, because you're my friend, you have the power. So I look forward to seeing you next week. Drop down in the comments below what has been your greatest takeaway thus far in this season, and I will look forward to you next week.